Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everyone can hear me okay. I do have a PowerPoint tonight, so I'm probably going to need the dabber, wherever that is. Oh, there it is. Yep. All right, can everybody see that? Everyone hear me okay? All right, spicy memes. Who's here? Who was here for my last time I did this? Yep, a few hands that go up here. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not my intention to offend anyone. The problem with these conversations now is that it becomes so easy to offend people that I literally have to say to you that for the purpose of education and the purpose of having a difficult conversation sometimes about the future of our country, some of this content you might find offensive. But under 18C, because it's a public gathering, I've got to let you know that in advance, and hopefully none of you are going to push charges on me. So it's streaming it to YouTube to make sure that somebody's offended anyway. Let's have a crack. Why am I here? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here because I got involved in the anti-mass immigration protest that we all saw last year. And there's plenty of people in this room that went to one of those events. We ran 3 of them, August 31, October 19 and Australia Day. Fantastic. Brilliant events. Thank you to everyone who came. Plenty of our hats around, plenty of support. And what we saw was we put a signal in the air and we got Australians to respond that they want to have a conversation about what the future of our country looks like. That's what you want. That's what we want. We want to be able to talk about it because right now they're shutting us down and no one can talk about anything. But what's the point of just marching? Like, we can march till the cows come home, but we've got to turn that energy into some kind of activation or some kind of momentum and movement that actually achieves a result. So what's the result? Well, do we want to form another political party? Because I don't know about you, but we've seen plenty of minor political parties come and go. Australia is a train wreck of minor political parties. And look where we're at. We're still not winning. We're still losing. Every day the left is destroying us. So what would be the point of creating another political party out of this? Now, the speculation was rife. Oh, you're going to start a political party. You're going to run for Jared Rennick's party. You're going to run for One Nation. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. Well, no. We went, let's change the game. Let's look at this from a different angle. Let's look at this from a perspective of what does big business do? What do foreign interests do? What do? They create a lobby group. They get it registered. They turn up in Canberra. They knock on politicians' doors and they get what they want. They get what they want. Now, you vote for these people to go to Canberra in this representative democracy and you don't get represented. What you get is a lobby group knocking on their door saying, hey, these windmills in your electorate would be wonderful. And we just need you to send all this money to China. That's what you get. That's the reality of it. Australia has a mass immigration problem. Why do we have a mass immigration problem? Suicidal culture. For some reason, we're being led down the garden path here. We're on a one-way track. I'm just horrified to hear that we're literally going to be the minority in our own country before too long. If we're not having this conversation now, we're buggered. So we can look at this from the perspective of we're economic units, or we can look at it from the perspective of we want to save our culture. I want to look at it from both perspectives, but I can't have this conversation that the white people are better than the brown people, because potentially I could go to jail for that. But I want to live in a country that's predominantly my village, my tribe, my people. You mentioned before that, we can only handle a certain amount of people in our kind of circle. I was thinking back to my military days. Our section is 8 to 10 men. Your platoon or your flight, I was in the Air Force, 30 people. Your company, your squadron is about 120. And that's because that's about the size of the village that you can handle working with before shit becomes unmanageable. So how big do we want Australia to be? Well, we've got a mass immigration problem here, and we've got a mainstream media telling you that we need millions more people to build more houses for the millions more people. Hang on. That math ain't mathin', is it? So here we are trying to wake up Australia. Look at all you wonderful people that are here because you woke up. You woke up and you read the news and you went, hang on a second, that doesn't look right. Now, we had an opportunity when COVID came to reset this country. We had an opportunity, hundreds of billions of dollars in debt, but we had a chance at that point to go, maybe we should try something different. But what did these useless uniparty governments do? They opened the gates and went, let's keep the Business Council of Australia happy. Let's have a round table on productivity and how we get more workers in, and let's open the gates and let them all in. From cultures that don't fit with your culture. Because while God might have made all men equal, it did not create all cultures exactly the same. And I'm rather fond of my Australian culture. So here we are trying to wake up Australians. Wake up. Wake up. Jules been doing this for years. You guys have been coming along to these meetings for years. We're all trying to wake people up. And I think something happened last year. Something changed after August 31. There was a conversation that started being had. It was like, hang on, maybe it's all right to talk about this stuff. Maybe. Wrong button. So what do? We can march around in circles till the cows come home. But we went, let's create something that gets us in the door of Canberra. And it turns out that there's this, it's not even a secret. Anyone can register a lobbyist as a lobbying company or a lobbying group. And anyone can then register as a lobbyist. All you got to do is register with the Attorney General's office. I own a building company. I'm licensed in 3 states. It's difficult to do what I do. The easiest thing I've ever done was register as a lobbying company. My God. It was literally 48 hours from submission to approval. I've never done anything with the government that quickly. 48 hours. We were a registered lobby group. PTY Ltd company, bank accounts were opened, bang. Registered lobbyist, Lachlan Lade, some of you people know him. He's our lobbyist. Company formed. We get down to Canberra. Oh, lost it. Sorry, I missed a bit there. The lobby company itself. Myself and Sam Bamford, another ADF veteran, formed the company. Some of you guys would have heard of Sam before, Two Worlds Collide podcast. If he's watching this, I hope he hears that. A great Australian patriot. Well, went on Sam's podcast last year to talk about the marches. Sam and I ended up chatting. Sam ended up coming to our October 19 march in Brisbane. We got along like a house on fire, and next minute we're in business together. So we registered the company. So the lobby group is a company. It belongs to Sam and I. It's an entity that has to run like a normal company. BAS statements, taxation, all the rest of it. Sam and I both own it. Lobbying has a history in Australia. It's one of the world's oldest professions. Does anyone want to guess what the other oldest profession is? It's been influencing power since forever. It's often called patronage networks in ancient civilizations. So influence of the king, influence of governments, it's been around forever. In Australia, structured lobbying was formalised in the early 2000s. And in 2008, the Australian government introduces a lobbyist register, which is essentially what the Australian Lobby Group is now, a registered lobby company. So it's got a bit of history. It goes back a long way. People have been trying to influence governments forever. Now, does anyone know who this clown is? Sam Dastyari, the one, the only. What did Sam do? Sam went, you know what? You Chinese people make me feel really special. You make me feel really special, and maybe I'll let you buy me something. And maybe in return, I'll push some policies that might be favourable to your interest. Sam is a classic example of a corrupted politician influenced by foreign lobbying. Foreign lobbying. Now, we have a Australia First motto here, with not foreign interests at the top. Why no foreign interests? I don't care where you come from. I don't have time for your blood feud, your cult, any of that stuff anymore. I simply don't care. And to be honest with you, I don't think any of you care either. We're done with it. If it's not Australia First, it doesn't matter anymore. That's the motto of the lobby group. Is this Australia First? Oh yeah, if you do this gas deal and we sell all this stuff here and you guys get fractions of the pennies and we get all this advantage, that is not Australia First, right? We found out this week that beer tax makes more money than gas does in Australia. Fantastic. Sam Dastyari, the Sam Dastyari effect. Sam took money from the CCP interests and advocated for them. But why are we focusing on foreign lobbying? Because foreign lobbying is influencing almost every single thing that's happening in Australia. And you're like, what do you mean foreign lobbying's doing that? Do you think that this cohort of bureaucrats and politicians came up with that Bondi legislation in that short amount of time themselves? I mean, let's be honest about this. That legislation was written sitting on a shelf waiting to go. Waiting to go. Waiting to go. It's been sitting there waiting for that moment. Was it Dick Cheney who said, never let a good crisis go to waste? Legislation and trade deals that do not benefit Australia are often lobbied for by interests outside of Australia to weak politicians. They're weak, subhuman people who don't have any ability to say no and think that they're special because they were elected, and now they've got lobbyists knocking on their door saying, "You're special." Sam Dastyari. Their interests are outside of Australia, have zero place in our country, talking to our political class and doing deals that do not benefit Australia. Foreign lobbying is a big business here. ASIO outlines it as a high risk to our national security. Well, if ASIO is outlining foreign lobbying as a high risk, why are we still allowing it to happen? Why are foreign lobbyists allowed in Parliament? Sorry, shouldn't happen. As far as we're concerned, that's done. So our number two policy, the first one is to end mass immigration. Number two policy at the Australian Lobby Group is to end foreign lobbying. We're done with that. Ridiculous things that we see constantly. Josh Frydenberg's coming to save the country of the opposition. I laughed. Elbow, I stand for every cause in the world. I'm a white gay Muslim convert and I'm finally at peace. When they behead him, perhaps. Ridiculous things. You see ridiculous things everywhere you turn now. Every day you open the news, you open your Instagram, open your Snapchat, open whatever, and you see ridiculous things constantly bombarding you, stealing your attention so that you don't think about the real issue here. The real issue is that there are people stealing your country. That's a fact. Where did the Bondi legislation come from? Who did it benefit? I didn't see any right-wing neo-Nazis pulling triggers at Bondi. And I'm no fan of the Nazis, don't get me wrong. Those guys do not like me either. Holy cow. All right, been in their sights and targets for a while. But I will defend their right to free speech until the day I die. Sorry? They have, that's correct. But I don't see them arresting any Muslim hate preachers from the western suburbs. So, where did the Bondi legislation come from? It was written, ready to go. Rock and roll. And of course, while you're distracted, being broke, trying to survive, I know we've got a bit of an older crowd here tonight. Trust me when I tell you that Gen Z and millennials are hurting out there. They are hurting. And their mortgages are killing them, and their rent is killing them, and everything is making them poorer. And then we find out that 54% of the population now receive primary income from a government source. That's called a tipping point. You pass the tipping point. Now, when you're all dependent on the government for your primary income source, are you going to object against the government? No. So they've captured you. Now, if you've worked your whole life and paid in towards our taxation system and you're on a pension, thank you so much for your service to our country. I really appreciate it. But unfortunately, we're bringing in people into this country that are 50, 55 years old to work in healthcare, NDIS, in the regions, and they are not here long enough to support themselves in the taxation base to receive a pension, and we're paying it. Why? Economically, the place is a train wreck. You look around you, everything's pretty, the pub's nice, you're still buying beers, maybe half as many as you used to for some of the people in this room. But look what happened to real wages. I know there's a lot of people that are probably self-funded here, a lot of people that have worked really hard their whole lives. What happened to our economy post-COVID? It collapsed. Real wages, what your money is worth. Elbow sat there in that Karl Stefanovic interview today and said that inflation had a 3 in front of it instead of a 6. Fuffer and fuckatash. A 3 in front of it. I'm in the building industry. I can tell you it's running somewhere between 8 and 12 every year, compounding. 8 and 12. He's lying to you. Your economy's screwed. And the only solution they've got is to pump more people in here like it's going out of fashion to try and pretend that everything's fine. The GDP's great. What's the UK doing? Same thing, right? Pumping them in, come on. They're lying to you about everything. Now, we could have created another political party and gone out there and told you about the lies, but we thought, let's make a lobby group instead and let's go out there and tell you about the lies. Here we are. Labor is training more tradies to build more homes for the millions of migrants that are coming to build more homes for the millions of migrants. The never-ending doom loop. It never ends. It goes on and on. Nothing they tell you is accurate. Everything these guys tell you from Team Red and Team Blue is a lie as far as I'm concerned now. 50,000 apprentices quit in the last year. We're down to below less than 400,000 now. They keep telling you they're creating more TAFE places and more trainees. It's not happening. They're not sticking. Employer subsidy support for apprentices. I own a building company. It used to be 50%. I used to get half of my apprentice wages paid. It was a great system, and it helped us put apprentices on. We're down to 2%. 2%. So that's what I get. So I've got to pay same job, same pay. These are the rules that the Labor Party brought in, same job, same pay. So there's no junior rates in the construction industry anymore. You're a 17-year-old kid, you've got no tools, no skills, you're white-skinned, you're going to get burnt the first day. I've got to pay you the same money as the 45-year-old guy. No junior rates. Hey, talk about equality. Come on, pump up the housing Ponzi. Let's go. 5% deposits. Who's winning? Who's winning? The bank. The bank. You nailed it. You nailed it. The bank. Up to 45% in New South Wales of a new home build now goes to 3 levels of government: local, state and federal. That means the bank is writing $1 million mortgage with $450,000 of that going to 3 levels of government. Who's paying that mortgage off? Your first homeowner, and you're guaranteeing that loan at 5%. This is where we're at in the Ponzi scheme right now. It's a Ponzi scheme being driven by population growth. I've got a better idea. 2% deposits. Who's ready for that one? Shall we go for 2? What do you reckon? Shall we just finance 105% of the house and you guys guarantee that loan for the most profitable banks in the world? The only other organisation in this country you can't criticise are the banks. Their profits are guaranteed. Their deposits are guaranteed. My God. In Australia, 36 banks compete for your home loan. In America, it's 13,000, and you have a home loan interest rate fixed for the life of the loan. In here, Australia, we gamble because we're all sports bettors. Hope the variable rate's good. This is what Gen Z are seeing. Faces of a bright future. Does that look like my tribe? Allow me to explain your country's identity to you and how it includes me. Welcome to Australia, the great multicultural soup. When you are a multicultural, you have no culture, you do not exist anymore. I love my culture. I love Australia. It's why I'm here doing what I'm doing. It's why you're here doing what you're doing. We all want the same thing, a wonderful, thriving country with the opportunity for our children to be able to build businesses and families, to increase the birth rate from 1.4, another reason they pump migrants in, to 2 where it needs to be sustainable. There's countries on the planet that are doing it. We're told that we need to bring migrants in because we're not replacing ourselves. We're not replacing ourselves because people can't afford to have kids. It's as simple as that. There's an online meme war going on. A lot of you people that are here tonight have seen me because of the online stuff. We can move and pivot faster than the mainstream media can. We can create content today, have it out in 14 seconds, have 10,000 likes, 1,000 shares, and ultimately see that thing go viral in 4 hours. That's the power of where we're at. And that's why we are getting traction and we're getting momentum. So every time you like and share something, you're helping the cause. Helping the cause. In the water-imposed global Zimbabwe, we're all Rhodesians now. I look back at history now and go, geez, that Rhodesian story is a bit of an interesting one. Look what happened. We're about to become global Zimbabwe. That's what's about to happen. Gen Z. Did you know 1/3 of Gen Z was aborted? 1/3. You want to talk about a genocide? 1/3 of Gen Z babies were aborted. Where's your replacement birth rates? Yay, empowerment. So the lobby group, we registered our own lobbyist, Lachlan Lade, the guy on the left. You guys know him? What an amazing young man. From North Queensland. Jewel knows him very well. Good friend of mine. He was, that's right. Lockie is our registered lobbyist. Okay, so he represents the lobby group in Canberra. Lockie and I went to Canberra 2 weeks ago. We went and met with a number of senators and politicians. We were well received in Canberra because we're lobbyists. You can't get voted in, but by God, you can buy a company and register a lobbyist and get in there. Welcome to Canberra. Felt like I was in a video game in Parliament House, surrounded by non-player characters. My God, these people had no souls. But there's some great support down there. Now, the Australian Lobby Group has a page of policies. We have 15 policies on our website. We have policies. One Nation has policies. We want One Nation to adopt our policies. We're not going to adopt One Nation's policies, so we're going to knock on the door and say, let's talk about our policies. That's what we're here for. One Nation welcomed us with open arms. We had a great conversation with Pauline. It was wonderful. Like her, love her, don't like her, whatever. It doesn't matter. She's been around for a long time and she's about to become potentially the opposition government in this country. Or, by some miracle, and God knows we're looking at some weird shit right now, what if she forms government? Why are you talking to One Nation, Scott? Because that right there could be the most powerful woman in this country in the next 12 months. Totally possible. So Lockie and I went down and met with Pauline. We also met with Colin Boyce, Nationals lower house member from Upper Gladstone Way. You guys familiar with him? Why do we like Colin? Because Colin voted no to the 2025 anti-Semitic and hate speech bill. Colin's a bloody legend. Colin has sponsored Lachlan for his access into Canberra. A great man, we support him, and we'll do everything we can to, give him the love that he deserves for helping us as well. So, Colin, great guy, North Queensland. The Nationals stood strong on that horrible legislation. Didn't help us, but by God, they showed principle. And isn't that what we want to see in our politicians right now? Now, those Liberal politicians who went and voted, but we fixed it, we changed this, and I don't care about that anymore. We just want to see you stand on principle. Very disappointing. So what did we get Pauline to do when we met with her? On video. We met with her on video because we're social media influencers and we get tens of thousands of views and lots of likes and millions of shares and all the rest of it. We got her to commit to reviewing when she's in opposition or in government, to working to repeal the Criminal Code Amendment. Sorry, I haven't got my glasses on. Hate Crimes Bill, the Combating Anti-Semitism, Hate and Extremism Bill, and Section 18C of the Racial Discrimination Act. She committed to that. That's a tangible deliverable from the Australian Lobby Group to you. She committed to that on camera, to the audience. Hundreds of thousands of views. Now, if she goes back on that, what are we going to do? You lied to us. You lied to us. And we got it on camera that you're lying to us. I think that we're activated enough now to be able to hold their feet to the fire. The first win for the Australian Lobby Group. Actually, the first win was getting registered. That was easy, but second win. And look what's happening. My God. New South Wales, right? Off Farah, yeah. One Nation, 31.4%. Isn't it funny how, all of these lefties have been saying, you need to move further left to win more votes. You finally get a right-wing party, and my God, look what happens. South Australia is going to be fascinating. I bet everyone in this room is going, my God, wait and see what happens here. Angus Taylor's message to One Nation voters. Oh, my God. Him and Elbow will be having conversations shortly. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're buggered. So we want to make sure the Australian Lobby Group is talking to the people that are going to be in power. And the people that are in power, well, they're going to be potentially in power. They like us. We're friends with them. There we go. All right, back to memes. I love net zero. Really? So do I. Emissions, no migration. We want to cut migration massively. Massively. We should be looking to repatriate Australian citizens that have left the country with all their money and get them to come back to Australia. That's the only people we should be looking to bring back here. That's it. So what's next? The Australian Lobby Group's going to be sending Lachlan back to Canberra in March. And then we're going to run a massive rally event in Canberra, which you're all invited to come along to. Unfortunately, I'm not paying for you to come. You have to make your own way there. The Australian Lobby Group is sponsoring and will be supporting our national movement to end mass immigration in Australia. And we're going to kick that off on the 26th of April, the day after Anzac Day. I've had people say to me, it's disrespectful to the Anzacs. It's the day after. 25th is a Saturday, 26th is a Sunday. We're going to have a rally in Canberra. Hopefully we'll get as many people as we had in Brisbane. And we're going to put the signal up that we are about to embark on a national tour to take it on the road to every capital city in the country and a bunch of Tier 2 regionals. And we're going to activate people that will come back to Canberra for Remembrance Day week, the 11th of November, to come back to Canberra and hold the largest rally that Australia's ever seen. That's what we're doing. That will be a national effort to build momentum from September to November. We're going to announce that formally on the lawns of Parliament House on the 26th of April. This is going to be a very, very big year. We have an opportunity here to get people to understand what's happening in their country. We have an opportunity to change it, but you guys need to get involved in this as well. If you haven't scanned the QR code yet, please do. You don't have to give us any money. You just have to give us your email address. That's it. We'll hit you up for some dollars later. We need numbers. We need support. When we launched the lobby group, we hit 15,000 subscribers in 5 weeks. Think about that. That's fast. Now, there's lobby groups out there. There's other organisations out there that are working to influence policy to get things to change. Things like Advance. You guys have all heard of Advance. A bunch of people have donated to them. Okay, Advance, we think they're copying us, but hey, we're hard on this. We're going to end mass immigration and we're going to stop foreign lobbying. Mass immigration is being driven by foreign lobbying. That's fact. We're going to end it. I'm inviting you to come to Canberra with us. Everyone, come to Canberra with us and kickstart this national movement. Let's get involved and let's do this together. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.